Basketball, you betcha. I'm back in it to win it. Been gone for a minute. It is the Daily Trainer, and I'm back to give you what you need, guaranteed to succeed each and every day for the game that you love to play. Woo! So let's get to it. Now, I need you to tell me why we are doing all of this training. Why are we doing it? Why are you wanting to put in countless hours over and over and over to play this game of basketball? So many things come with this game of basketball: heartbreak, depression, success, victory, losses, injuries, right? Misconceptions, reality checks, a lot of failure, and a lot of confusion. And the reason I say all of these different things is because this game has turned into not so much about the love of the game and the passion of the game, but it's all about the money, right? On all aspects, the game has changed really for the money, because now in all aspects of the game, you can make money on any level of doing this thing called basketball. So my question to you is, what are you doing it for? Okay, so are you training just to get better? Are you training to be a better player on your team? Are you training because someone is telling you to? Are you training because someone has told you you could be good at basketball, and so you're trying to see where you would go with that? And for those who are good at it and are continuing this training, what are you going to do when you've trained enough to be good, and now the pressure is put on you and you're in a position where everyone is counting on you and the training doesn't work? Do you continue to train the same way? Do you go look for assistance? What are you going to do? Right? And so there's so many questions, and every single person in the basketball world has an answer, but every answer doesn't fit everyone. So my question to you is, what are you doing the training for? So you got to basically find your reason and your passion of why you play this game, because so many things can get misconstrued. First, someone can act as if they care about your success. And with that, depending on whether or not they have good intentions, sometimes they can lead you the wrong way. And when I say this because there's a lot of people in this game that are grabbing money from players, parents that don't really know any better. They're so afraid to give them the real on their game and their assessment of their future, because they know that it can be a lucrative business in leading on this player for, let's just say, 3 or 4 years before they actually figure out they don't have a chance, right? And the one thing that kills me about training is there's no statistical data, right? When you go to a workout, nobody's giving you stats or telling you how well you did on your layups that you missed, right? Or the airball shots you shot, or how many shots you missed to the right, how many shots you missed to the left. So really your improvement is coming from what? Yes, trial and error, but at the same time, you could do that on your own, right? And so many people may not agree with what I'm saying as far as the training aspect of things, but I've been in the game a long time and I've seen the game change. And right now, it's about paying bills. It ain't about teaching skills. And these skills that people are teaching never correlate to the game. Now, you've heard this too before on someone's post somewhere. But what I'm saying is, you're never really put in the position of what the game brings. So the skills and drills may have to do something with the game, but the game itself brings so many other things: pressure, decision making, the intensity of it, instincts, just things that have to be taught a different way. And the thing with training is, like, people have like a set curriculum for training. And there's so many levels to this game of player, right? There's the player who never played. There's the player who is just learning. There's the player who does a lot on their own, but they're really raw and they don't really know the concepts of basketball. They just know how to play it. Then there's the person that only thinks they're a role player. So whatever they did good on their own, that's kind of what they are attached to doing. So, for example, if you have a kid that shoots outside all the time in his house and he can shoot, that's what he's going to grow up being, as a shooter, because that's kind of what he focuses on. And when you go into a training session, you're having them go through, let's just say, point guard drills, and they're probably never going to play point guard just because they don't think the game that way. So that training's not going to work for that shooter because he's never putting it on the ground. So that's kind of just one example of it all, right? There's people out there that don't really have any skills, but they play very hard. And so those people have to be taught what that hard-working player is supposed to do. And so this is why I'm asking, what are you training for? Who are you as a player, right? That's really the question. And we don't know. We never know. And that's okay. But there's people out there that do know because they've been around the game for a long time, and it's their job to pass that message on to you for you to have success. Now, can you be more than what is expected of you? Absolutely. Nobody's saying you can't be. But do you know what you're supposed to work on? Do you know what drills are going to lead you into being the player that you can be? Not if you're going to a training session with 20 people in it and doing the same drill over and over again, standing still, because that's the only way that one trainer can manage. Not you going to a training session with 20 people and never really going up against anybody, 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, or whatever scenario you're supposed to be put in to have success. These are the things that you have to know. This is the video that I'm putting out and letting you know about, right? And so I don't care about the opinions of people. I have player after player that I've worked with on different levels. I've had high school kids go pro. I've had everything that you need to know. I've had players who've come in and done the work and have no success either, right? And so this is where it all comes from. And I've gauged my workouts in different forms with similar drills, but at the same time, I have molded them to certain players. And I will never tell a player that they can't be something. But if they don't put the time in, they don't have the initiative or the passion for themselves or the drive to know what they want to do, then again, you're wasting your time. So, Basketball U, I basically put this episode out just to get you to start thinking, since it's almost summertime and we got to figure out what it is that you're going to do as a basketball player, right? And where you're going, all right? So tune in to the channel like always. You know, we got the training from way back in the way back. I still got some more training that I'm going to put out. A couple of my guys that I've been training have had some success. We got some guys on the EYBL circuit, got some guys on the Adidas circuit, we got some guys on the Puma circuit. So happy to see them all. So I'm gonna do a quick update on them probably this week, just so you can see it. And then yeah, that's how we doing it. Hey, Basketball U, don't forget this. Someone's always working. Are you?